Hey everyone, Brittany Carmichael here, bringing you Woo Woo Wednesday, your live weekly tarot reading where I tune into the energy and see what we need to pay attention to this week. This week we've got a full moon on Saturday in Scorpio. It's a blue moon, so this is a moon that is in the sign of Scorpio that's all about death, rebirth, transformation. So this full moon is going to be asking you to let go of all of those things that hold you back from being your most authentic self. We're going to have painful beliefs and old memories and triggers that used to hold us back come up to be released. So if you're going through an experience this week where you're like, I thought I've already dealt with that, it's actually the full moon in Scorpio bringing it back up to finally be released for good. So I'd love to hear from you. Do you have something that's coming up for you this week that you're letting go of? Maybe an old belief, an old relationship, an old business or job, or anything like that, an old energy, an old habit. You know, inside the Elevated Life Monthly Membership Club, last night we taught our live masterclass on routines and rituals and how to set up your life so that you have intention behind every action that you're taking. That was such a fun topic because the habits actually rule our lives and we're not aware of it. So is there something that's coming up for you right now that you could let go of that would help you to align with more of who you authentically are? Let me just take a moment to say hello to everyone who's watching live. Hey, Vala. Hey, Dana, Amy, Julia. It's so good to see you guys. Hey, Jacqueline, Haley. Hey, Nadia, Vanessa. Oh my gosh, you guys are amazing. I love your video. Thank you so much, Eileen. Oh my gosh. Releasing and letting go of relationships that I thought were real but turned out to be fake and negative. Julia, I'm in the same boat. I've been letting go of so many connections that I thought were supportive or mutual, or, you know, we're both benefiting from it. And I realized that there are some out of balance relationships in my life, and I'm letting go of the ones that no longer bring me the same amount of energy I bring to them. Okay, what else? Where are you guys watching from? Is this your first time here for Woo Woo Wednesday? I'm gonna light some sage with the intention that we set, again, rituals, right? This is a ritual. We light some sage before we do our reading. This is a ritual that you may not realize that actually sets the intention for us to release whatever we need to let go of, to pay attention, and to create space for us to open up and listen to our intuition, right? We have to set these rituals before we do anything to bring us back into the present moment. Otherwise, we're just moving through the day without actually being here. We're busy out living in the future and planning on what's the next step and what we're gonna do. Okay, let's go. Let's get this thing on fire here. I mean, it is a full moon, and this Saturday, in full moon fashion, I'll be hosting a goddess gathering. So if you're local, if you're near Dallas, Texas, then be sure to join my free goddess gathering this Saturday night at 7 p.m. up in Frisco, Texas. If you are interested, you can Google goddess gathering in Facebook for the event invite. If you're on Instagram, just click the link in bio. Okay, I kept seeing 999 today and thought, and your message is so in alignment. Oh, I love that. Repeating number. That was a video I just shared with you guys. If you're seeing repeating number patterns, then your angels are trying to communicate with you. Angels use numbers because it's a universal language that we can all understand, and we all use that. I'm letting go of my scarcity. Yay, you love Woo Woo Wednesday. I put too much effort in and I don't get anything back. Vegas, Maine, Connecticut. Oh guys, you guys are awesome. Okay, so with our sage burning, I am going to set the intention that we release, especially in full moon fashion, anything that no longer positively serves you, to clear out all the negative energy, the stress, the worry, the fear, the doubt, whatever it is that feels heavy for you. Give yourself permission now to let it go, to completely leave it behind. If there's something weighing you down right now, leave it in the comments below and let that be symbolic of you letting go and setting the intention that you are willing to release whatever no longer positively serves you. So you guys know I love asking you. I'm going to set the sage off to the side. You guys know I love hearing from you if you'd like me to read from an oracle or tarot deck. So I'm going to show the two that I picked this week, and then in the comments below, let me know which one you'd like me to read from. So the first one that I picked up for this week is the Butterfly for Life Changes Oracle deck. Or we can read from the Moonchild Tarot. Oh, let's see if I can, try not to get too glary. Okay, I don't know. I'm working on it. The Moonchild Tarot. So Tarot or Oracle, let me know in the comments below what you'd like me to read from this week. And if you have any questions, go ahead and share those in the comments below. If there's something that you'd like, an intention you'd like to set or a question you'd like answered, go ahead and leave that in the comments below. As you type out your questions or set your intentions, whatever the message is for this week, allow that to just wash over you and see how that resonates in your life as you set your intentions or ask your questions. Nadia says, I'm letting go of my lack mindset and fear-based actions. Vanessa says, ooh, Moonchild. Moonchild. Okay, Moonchild it is. I'm seeing multiple Moonchilds. I've actually been reading from this deck lately in my own personal like morning routine and meditation, and I've really enjoyed this deck. It's so beautiful. Okay, so we're going to use the Moonchild Tarot. I'm just going to pull my chair up here and catch up with all of your comments. Those are gorgeous. Oh yeah, they so are. Okay, everyone's feeling the Moonchild vibes. And I'll show you how cute these cards are. It's kind of hard to see, but you guys get the gist. Let's see. They're so pretty. Oh, I love this. Hold on. And it's backwards. I love this one. The 10 of Cups, such an awesome card. Okay, setting the intention that we all receive the message that we most need for this week. And it is a powerful blue moon, full moon in Scorpio, so we're releasing all that holds us back. We're gonna be essentially going through our own death and rebirth, because when we let go of something, we make room for the new and we begin again. So this is such an awesome time for you to let go and transform and reinvent yourself. Use this weekend as a reinvention, whether it be you change up your hair, your clothes, your attitude, the people you surround yourself with, the actions that you are taking on a habitual basis. Let this weekend, oop, here we go. There's like a million cards that just flew out. We're gonna put those back. Let this weekend be time for you to completely transform. Allow the old version of you to fall away and allow the new version to emerge. Let your beautiful butterfly wings spread wide and take a leap of faith in a new direction. Oop, okay, this one just came out. Hang on, guys. All right, we'll put this one back. Okay. What else? What else? What will you have us know for this week? What is our divine? This is the question I ask every morning. What is our divine daily message? What do we need to know for this week? Second card comes up, and we're looking for the last card. And while I'm searching for this last card for the week, I just want to share a quick update on my Oracle deck. I am about 5 or 6 cards away from finishing up the guidebook meaning descriptions for all the cards. My illustrator is about 4 or 5 cards away from being done, and we're still working, on the box design. So we are getting so close to completing the creation part of the deck, right? The design part of the deck. It has just been such a fun journey with her. It's been 1 year. I think our anniversary is like on the 21st of May. So next week is our 1-year anniversary that we've been working together and collaborating on this project. And I'm just so excited for you guys to finally get to see it this year. I've been sharing more and more sneak peeks as we're getting closer and closer. So if you have any questions about my Oracle deck, or if you'd like to see more, just let me know. I'm happy to share. Okay, I can't wait to see the reading. Yay! Here we go, guys. The first card for this week. Ooh, here we go. Oh, this is the card that flew out. This is the High Priestess. It couldn't be more perfect because this card is all about being psychic and intuitive. And I was actually just on a phone call with Colette Baron-Reed's designer for her website. And we were talking about how we need more women in power using their intuition, more leaders stepping up and leading from the heart, and knowing that we don't have to have the perfect plan to get up and lead everyone, but we have to have kindness and love and courage to stand up and do things differently around here. And the High Priestess showing up just as a confirmation that we are now being led and guided to get out of our headspace and move back into our heart and trust our intuition to lead us to the next right step. I literally woke up just this week and received a message from Colette Baron Reed's designer. How cool is that, guys? That's when you know the universe has got your back and working in your favor, because I've just put it out there. I need supportive people to help me grow my empire, to help me spread my vision and elevate my brand. And she messaged me. I didn't even have to go find her. So this is what I'm saying. Like, we have to be led by our intuition, by just trusting that when we put in our mind and use our imagination to ask for what we want, that the universe is always going to deliver it and bring you those opportunities and those people and those experiences that you need to take you to that next level that you've been asking for, that you're growing into. The High Priestess comes up and says, you already know what to do. You have all the answers and the wisdom inside of you. You just have to begin to trust those messages. And more importantly than trusting the messages is just take the damn action. When you're guided to jump, when you're guided to move, to make that phone call, to start that job, or to write that blog, or to film that video, then take action, because the faster you take the action, the easier it is for you to build confidence. Because when we sit back and we wait and we judge and we analyze and we second guess ourselves, then all this imaginary fear builds up, and then we are basically paralyzed from taking action. So the High Priestess comes up and reminds you that when you're intuitively guided, when you've been hit with that flash of inspiration, take action now. Take action immediately. Do not wait when you are inspired. Take that immediate action, and you'll build the confidence that it takes to continue to follow your intuition. When I went to go see a psychic 6 years ago, she said to me the most helpful thing that anyone has told me in my psychic development journey. She said, you know, the most skeptical people of psychics are the psychics themselves. She said, because none of us actually trust what our own intuition is saying. We second guess ourselves. We doubt ourselves. And that has given me so much grace in developing my own intuition and trusting my own inner voice and letting my heart lead the way. Because now I know that when my heart has information, has guidance, has that nudge or that gentle, information to move forward, now I know that if I get that intuitive hit, and I hear my brain or my ego be like, oh, I don't know, that's not right. There's all the reasons why this isn't accurate. This can't be wrong. I know immediately that whatever that was before my ego kicked in and started breaking it down and going crazy on it, I know that that was accurate guidance. So that's the secret and the trick that I've uncovered in how do we know if our intuition is guiding us? Well, typically when your intuition gives you some piece of advice or some information, your ego is going to kick in immediately and be like, nope, this is why it won't work. So whatever it was before your ego kicked in, have the awareness enough to know the difference between, oh, I just got this awesome idea, and now I'm tearing it down and coming up with all the reasons why I can't do it, right? So whatever you came up with before you said, I can't do this or this isn't possible, was that intuitive guidance meant for you? Hey, Erica. Yay, Erica's live. Leading from the heart is the best. My favorite card. I know, the High Priestess, such a powerful woo-woo card. Let's see. So many messages I need right now already. Oh, thank you so much, Sarah. I'm so glad you're here. Hey, Erin. Hello, darling. Oh my gosh, it's so good to see all of you. Okay, so the High Priestess, trust your intuition. You have all the answers inside of you. The next card for this week comes up, shadow work. So what's cool about the Moon Child Tarot, if you're just tuning in, I'm reading from the Moon Child Tarot from Danielle Noel. So she has actually included a couple of different cards that are not traditionally found in the tarot, and shadow work is one of them. So I find that to be quite symbolic in that we happen to choose the Moon Child. We've got a full moon in Scorpio on Saturday, all about death and rebirth and transformation. And when shadow work comes up, that is a clear sign that you are going to be looking at those darker sides of yourself, that you have to have the courage it takes to look at your pain from the past and say, you know what, you may have affected me before, and maybe it's caused me to grow in ways that I could have never imagined. But now when we look back at our shadows and we look at those darker sides of ourselves, we have this more loving and elevated presence that we can look at it now without being so attached and emotionally triggered by it. Now we can look back at maybe our sexual abuse or the the verbal abuse or the lack of love that we never got from a parent. We can now look at that as an adult from a higher perspective and say, you know what? Okay, there are those darker sides of myself and those scary parts from the past, but today it's over and I am stronger and wiser. And that gives you the courage to be able to look at your truth. I was just talking to the designer for Colette, and I told her, I said, you know, before 6 years ago, my nickname was Bitch Knee. Like, I wasn't the most loving and the most light and positive person. I was just like most people, caught up in that like judgment and criticism and comparison, and I was miserable. And it wasn't until I started making that positive shift. And how I did that was I looked at those darker sides of myself. I looked at the bitchy attitude. I looked at the negative judgments, and I had the courage to shine my light right at them and say, like, why am I doing this? What are you here to teach me? What can I learn from you? And why am I still holding on to those fears from the past? So when shadow work comes up paired with the High Priestess, you're going to be doing some deep inner healing work. So trust that everything that's happening for you this week is here to help you release those things that hold you back, to bring more light to those shadowy sides of yourself, so that you can walk away from this without the baggage, without the heaviness. How many of you guys feel like you're already going through some of that release work and shadow work? You're having to look at some of those darker aspects of yourself this week. Ashley says, love watching these. Thank you so much. Before I pull the last card, if you know a soul sister who would love to tune in to Woo Woo Wednesday, then please tag them below, share the video, spread the good vibes. I appreciate all the good karma you guys share. Okay, the last card that comes up. This is a deep, dark reading, guys. The Four of Swords is a card that says it's time for deep contemplation, rest, meditation, time away from external influences. This card is one that says it's time to get clear, right? Like, we've been doing so much mental work, especially the shadow work. We're using our mind. We're going and replaying different scenarios. But this one's saying, after you do all that, take time to rest. Take time to let your mind completely shut off. If you've been challenging yourself to do some healing work, or you've been doing forgiveness work, then also balance it with the rest and the quietness that you are going to need after this period of healing work. So make sure this weekend that you do some type of release ritual. If you need help, I have a blog where I guide you through a full moon release ritual, and I have a free meditation for you to download to help walk you through that process of clearing out all of the unconscious clutter that we're carrying around. The Four of Swords says take time to respite, right? To get away from it all, to get quiet, to look inside, do some introspection, and see what type of framework you're operating from. Like, are you operating from beliefs of fear-based lack and worry, or are you operating from a belief system that says, I have complete trust and faith that I'm taken care of, that I'm in the right place at the right time, everything's happening for my highest good? If you're not in that frame of mindset yet, I would behoove you to do that, because it's so much more peaceful and freeing to approach life with this idea that everything's working out, that you're exactly where you need to be on your path, that if you were meant to be anywhere else, you would be there. It's this just like cool, chill vibe of being relaxed. And when I see these cards, it reminds us to trust. It reminds us that we have everything that we need. All we need to do is just take time to get quiet, to listen to what it is that our soul is guiding us to, and then have the courage to face those fears, or to face those dark parts of ourselves, and do the healing and release work that we need to in order to let go of the things that have been holding us back, or the things that scare us, or the things that belittle us, the things that devalue our worth. We have to be willing to look at them and say, I no longer subscribe to this idea or this belief. Julia says, I feel like me looking at being bullied for being adopted from middle school to high school. I can look back and reflect and see that it is my story of how I got stronger and shined my light and got more beautiful and more authentic. It inspired people who have reached out to me after I put a video on my story yesterday. I think that's so beautiful to look back. I did not have the easiest time in high school. I definitely was the weird one. I was bullied, so I ended up being a bully. If any of you guys can relate, trying to defend yourself, right? And Chris actually said this beautiful thing this morning. He said, if you're in defense mode, you are not in kind mode. So I can look back and understand, well, bitch was just my protection. You know, it was so that I don't get hurt, or I don't, you know, like allow my heart to be infiltrated by someone who is mean or negative. But what I've learned in growing and maturing spiritually is that when we close off our heart to the pain that we're so afraid of experiencing, we also close ourselves off from experiencing the love that fulfills us and nurtures us. So we can only have an open heart. It's either open or closed. And if we close our heart because we're afraid of pain, then we also close our heart to receive the love that we are so desperately seeking. And that love comes from yourself. It's called self-love for a reason, right? This is something I really need help with, struggling with the shadows right now. Sarah, I'd love to be able to help you and guide you through some of the shadow work. If you want to just shoot me a message and let me know what's going on, I'm happy to give you any guidance or support in some of those areas. Julia says, definitely going through the darker aspects. Yay, such good timing. Yes, you guys are amazing. Time to rest is crucial. Meditation is life. Yes. Oh my God, so on point. I just started reading Bringing Your Shadow Out of the Dark by Robert Masters 2 weeks ago, and today you draw these cards. So on point. I love it. Don't you just love how, and this is proof that everything is happening in divine timing. You're exactly where you need to be. When the student is ready, the teacher appears, and vice versa. So to recap, if you're just tuning in, the High Priestess says you have all the intuitive information that you possibly need to move forward in your life. You just have to take the action. It's not just about listening to our intuition. That was like 10 years ago, right? Today, we're being called to take action on our intuition. We've all known for the last 10 years that things need to change around here. Can I get a hell yes? Like, how many of you for the last 5, 10 years have said, wow, it would be so much better if our society worked like this, or if we treated animals in a better way, or children were done in a better way, or social media was done in a better way, or the way that I eat or work out, or anything. There's anything that you have looked at in the last 10 years and said, we need to make a change. It's because you intuitively know that's the next right step for you, but have you taken the action? It's not just enough to know. We all know to love. We all know to be kind, but are we doing it on a day-to-day basis? It's about taking action. It's not just about knowing. So take the action that you're guided with. And right now, with this full moon in Scorpio on Saturday, you're being guided to do that shadow work, to look at those dark aspects of yourself and say, you know what, I accept you, and I heal you, I release you, I forgive you. Whatever you need to do to become friends with those darker aspects of yourself, it's not about eliminating them or ostracizing them or cutting them off. It's about becoming whole. I mean, holistic is about bringing all of our parts together, right? Holistic. And being holistic means loving both the shadow side and the light sides of ourselves. And the Four of Swords is a reminder that you need rest, you need to slow down, you need to calm down with all the thinking and give yourself just space to rest. Chris, earlier today, we went and worked out at the gym, and we were like, it was rough. We were like, I'm just doing the best we can. Our jumping lunges were like walking lunges. Like, we just showed up and we did the best that we could. And this Four of Swords is a reminder that sometimes we need to rest. Sometimes it's not about going to the gym and pushing in as hard as we can do it. Sometimes our body is saying it's time to slow down. And with this week and the full moon and everything that's going on and the retrogrades, and I'm listening to all of my coaching clients and the girls in Shine School and what's going on in their life, we're being called to do some deep healing work right now. And that's not about just like putting it all out there. It's about turning inward, right? So right now you're going to be asked to not do so much, to take a step back so that you can spend time with yourself, so that you can do some of this healing work, so that when you are ready to come out into the world and shine your light, you've already spent the time doing the inner work that needs to be done in order for you to move into that next level of your life. You're welcome. Funny, I was actually started doing this last weekend, going through my past and growing from my experiences. I love that. One of the exercises I have my students in Shine School do is write down all of those painful experiences or those relationships that left like you know, like, oh, a little trauma in your life. And I ask you to find the silver lining. What was the lesson that you learned from each of these traumatic or painful, dark times in your life? Because they all happen to bring us to the light, to show us the other side of the coin. So when we can look back at our shitty relationships or the ones that failed or the jobs that failed, we can actually go, well, what lesson did I learn from this? And start to grow from there. And with perspective and hindsight, it's so much easier to see, oh, I needed that. I needed that to grow. And if it didn't happen, I probably would have never faced it or done it or moved through it. So we have to then stop judging the traumas, the pain, the negative, quote, we'll call it a negative, like put it in quotations, because to me, nothing is negative. You know, it's like everything's moving us to our highest good, right? But it's when we judge it and we say, oh, that's bad. If you look back at all those negative or bad traumatic experiences, you'll actually see that they were a very integral and important part in your development and spiritual growth. So if we can look back with hindsight and recognize that truth, then who's to say moving forward, any of these negative or painful experiences are actually here to elevate us, but we just have to learn to stop judging that expression and that experience that we're going through. Hey, Isa. Hey, Bridget. You guys are awesome. Okay, so we've recapped. It's all about trusting your intuition, doing the shadow work, healing from the pain of the past and the traumas and the negative beliefs and the fear and the worry. If you've held on to too much of that and you need a good, proper release, then be sure to download my free guided meditation on how to release all of that negative worry, and also check out my blog where I guide you through that full moon release ritual. And if you're local, please be sure to mark your calendar for 7 p.m. on Saturday night. If you're local to Frisco, Texas, I'll be hosting another full moon goddess gathering. This is a free event, so be sure to tag your soul sisters if you are local. And for all of my Shine Tribers that are all around the world that can't make it live, I am so sorry. Maybe we'll go on tour one day and I'll be able to come to a city near you. We're actually going to try to film this one. We've tried to do it live, but the audio just doesn't work. So we're actually going to try to film it and then upload the video after the event and see if that works. We're just testing things out, right? Oh gosh, you guys are so awesome. Do you have any questions for me? Anything you'd like guidance on, or is there any particular shadow or healing work that you are currently going through? I'd love to be able to support you along your journey of enlightenment, healing, and self-discovery. It's exactly what Chris and I are all about inside the Elevated Life Membership Club. It's taking all of those pains and those negative beliefs that we have about ourselves and transforming them into fuel and passion towards going after our goals and really just accepting who we are and the way that we've gotten here. It's, again, we can't judge the journey and how it all happens, but we just have to know that everything that is happening to us is here to help us elevate to that next level of understanding, of wisdom, of growth. This has been such an amazing reading. I'm so thankful for each and every one of you for tuning in. If you know a soul sister who would love this message, please tag them in the comments below, share this video, spread the good vibes, and if you'd like a private one-on-one reading with me, I'm opening those back up. I've kind of closed off my coaching, my one-on-one coaching and my tarot reading because I've been so busy with creating the Oracle deck, but I just gave my one-on-one 90-day coaching package page a makeover, and I've opened that back up. So I'm now taking on some coaching clients and I'm doing my one-on-one tarot readings again. I've had some awesome clients this week, and it's just reminded me how powerful the tool of tarot is in helping women to tap into their intuition and have that confidence and clarity that they need to keep trusting, okay, I have the answer. And that is just why I love using tarot, because it's such a powerful tool to get you to trust your intuition. How many of you are like, I wish I could I want to trust my intuition more, I'm just not sure. Tarot has been that tool for me to help me build that confidence over time. Sarah says, so grateful to have caught you live. So much amazing insight. Oh, I'm so thankful you were here, Sarah. Hey, Joyce, it's so good to see you. You guys are so amazing. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you'd like a private reading, you can go to brittanycarmichael.com/tarot, and I am happy to guide and support you in whatever area you need, whether it's self-love, business, or relationships. I have got you covered. I will see you guys on Friday for the Elevated Life series with my husband, Chris. And until then, keep shining, keep doing the work that you need to do to let go of what holds you back. If you've got fear, worry, pain, anger, trauma, doubt, judgment, anything that's less than love, you're being asked to heal it, to release it, to move through it, to accept it, to forgive it, whatever you got to do to come to terms and integrate and become holistic again. Please do yourself the favor and do this work. Don't skip out on the full moon release ritual. The moon happens once a month to remind us that we can let these things go, that we don't have to carry the burdens and the trauma and the pain and the stress and the worry, that we're being called to let it go and release. Oh. So give yourself permission to fully let go, to embrace all parts of yourself, to accept those parts that maybe you don't love, or the parts that you've pushed away, or the parts that have been abused. You've kind of thrown her in the corner and said, I don't want to deal with that anymore. Open up those doors, air it out, let the light in, and fill your heart with love, and let your soul shine through. You guys are so amazing. I hope to see you this weekend for the Goddess Gathering. If you are local, remember, mark your calendars for 7 p.m. this Saturday night here in Frisco, Texas. And I will catch you guys live on Friday for the Elevated Life series with my hubby, Chris, where we'll teach you those simple mindset shifts to elevate and create radical transformation in your life. Thank you so much for tuning in for Woo Woo Wednesday. I will catch you guys later. Bye.